really does just play it as a single-handed boss mode when it comes to it. Mitch is happy. Haven's coming in. He's done his research. He's done his homework.
I have, for once. I know what's going on.
You always do your homework, mate.
I do. I try my best, James.
That's why you're sat on the camera before, right? I'm just sat there, just like chilling around.
Just chilling over the aircon.
You're the one that was there, to be fair. Yes, I was definitely chilling over the aircon.
I'm sweating out those stats, quite literally. But when I look at the Funplus let me try that again. When I look at the Funplus Phoenix lineup, there we go. When it comes over towards Haven, they had a pretty solid showing up against Team Liquid. This is where they very nearly won the series. It was 13-11 in the end, only barely losing it. And the solid thing about them in this matchup is the fact that I, again, think, similar to the Liquid game, you could take anybody on this lineup and they would outclass individually anyone on the team of Vodafone Giants on any given Sunday. The other thing about it is Zyppan really changed my mind. Now, I'm not sure if it was just down to some of the mistakes being made, but up against that level of team, I don't think so, where he was playing the Raze, and we mentioned, okay, Raze, typically on this map, you don't see it that often. Yep. It's so big. It's just like, look at how many lanes there are. If you take it just on RNG, those early nades don't tend to come in as often. I said that in the previous series, and he got an opening nade kill, I think, within the first 2 rounds. So that was just a slap in the face.
So just to guess before production tells us, who do you think chose Haven? Because last time Giants chose Split, and then before that they chose Ascent. And actually Haven's not been picked by FPX yet either, but it doesn't matter because Yurii and Fit, they're putting the hurt onto FPX to start off with. Zyppan's going to find one at least. Angel's trying to sneak his way into the C site, so at least they might have it secure, but they've got to be careful of this Sova. jonba, oh, he misses some key shots. That's not going to be acceptable. He pays the price with his life, and they're going for an additional fake. There's plenty of time left on the clock, so they can do this. And you go up against Angel and Zyppan. The 2 versus 3 is more than possible here. Oh, look at the force. Everyone has gone over. No one stayed onto a different site, so this could be an overcommitment from Giants.
In a way, I like it. The gamble stack towards C, if they do go there, you've at least got 3 players. And if they don't, at least you're not offering up like a 2v1 on the A side and having the 2v2 retake potentially. So no matter what, they'll end up taking this fight as a team. I say that as we actually see Omen start to rotate over towards the other side of the map. He's going to move towards A. The smoke goes down to try and just get them to stay back, give them the idea that there's a player here. But man, Funplus Phoenix are taking so long. At this point, you have to guess that your opponents have pushed for some map control. And probably what they were hoping was that they would push A, and you'd at least get that kill then and open up into the site. But when that doesn't happen, it's very hard. They even decide to split, taking both sides of the control. And I like this because it means then they can actually plant the spike without having to worry about a flank coming up on the other side.
And donQ's playing very passive though, right? So he won't see the push coming in just yet. Yurii can't see anything due to Angel putting down the Shadow Orb. They try to tag up for it. Oh, Zyppan going for the open. I love it. That nade going out as well. They start to push him. Angel's good for 1, but that's all he's going to get. They get swarmed, and the first round is going to go to Giants. FPX, they tried to make it work. They lost too many players at the beginning, and there we go. They weren't able to seal the deal on the pistol round. A good start for Giants here.
My guess is that this would be Funplus Phoenix's map pick. Just I didn't get to touch on that before. Just because they had such a solid performance versus Liquid, I think it would make sense if they decided to go for it. But then again, the fact that neither team has picked it, obviously, you don't really know. For Vodafone Giants, that pistol round win is huge. This is their opportunity to just steam ahead in it. Yuri's taking out the Phantom. We've got an Ares on jonba. You don't see it too often. I see it all the time in my games because I love that weapon. But it never really brings me a lot of success. I'm sure jonba's going to show us a lot more, though, than what I can bring to the table with that weapon. As we go on into the second round, Funplus Phoenix coming in with a decent enough buy, in all fairness. They've got themselves armor. They've got pistols as well, the benefit of getting that spike down. And now as they look to move in towards these fights, Vodafone Giants have a hefty advantage, but with 2 players still on Ghosts themselves, things could go south very quickly if they lose one of these rifles.
jonba getting that nice shock dart out. His position's going to be spotted though. He needs to be careful. He can easily be tagged from there. He's right out in the open. Tries to do a bit of spam back of his own.
They're watching for the flank.
Ooh.
This is so unfortunate. There's 3 players waiting around the corner. They swing and take 1. A Spectre now gone. So they've got a Phantom, an Ares, and 2 Ghosts remaining. This is a fairly even fight, all in all. Now, the 1-for-1 trade, Funplus Phoenix will be more than happy to take. A 3-man stack towards the C site. Look at this. But Shao still managed to sneak out untouched. Somehow doesn't manage to connect those shots, and jonba deletes him. But a quick rotate to A leaves them a 3 versus 1 fight essentially on the site, and I'm hoping that Fatino just backs off from this one.
I feel bad for Shao, man. You know when you miss that first ghost shot, sometimes it's just like, oh, no, and then you just can't get it back in, right? You need to slow them down. They're moving a bit too far. and then you end up in a terrible situation. And looks like this can continue more be bad situations here. Nicely done by Zyppan. He's going to get his nade out as well. One from behind though. Yuri's able to get him. A second round on the board for Giants. Okay, they lost 2 players. They lost a couple of weapons there, but it's not the end of the world. And overall, they ensured they would grab this round. But FPX will be happy with 2 spike plants in 2 rounds, which were pretty much a bad start from them from the very beginning.
Oh, definitely. The 1-for-1 trade is never ideal when you're up against just those pistols. Fitino managing to grab that double kill over towards the tunnel on A was quite impressive. Really, if he doesn't hit those shots, they're in for a rough scenario because obviously he would just be dropped.
Yep.
It could have been overcommitment to the fight. He was just spamming through a smoke at the end of the day, though. So I guess it was relatively safe when you know they haven't got like phantoms or anything like that. Although he only had a ghost himself.
Now Fitino back on that operator. Yesterday he was looking so good on it, right? He was really putting the challenges out there. Taking some risks, but they were certainly working out for him. Now can he handle it going up against FPX? donQ doesn't need to be too worried about his position from here. That boombot won't get close enough to him, won't bother him. eXerZ being very aggressive here. I like it. You're up 2-0 already. You're feeling confident. Why not try and challenge him a bit? Question is, will FPX be looking for it? Will they expect it this early on?
It looks like they're conscious of a full push straight through, but yeah, that sneaky little play in the corner is always hard to guess.
If I was jonba right there, right, I'd be baiting out a little bit. Fire up just a shot dark, see if you can get some extra information, see if you can force them to look more towards you, and maybe they won't check a spot like where eXerZ is sat.
That's a very nice arrow he's thrown out towards the back of A. It either spots out both players or just makes them destroy it, confirming there's a player close by. So now they know there's someone here. eXerZ will hold down this map control. But this means they'll also commit jonba towards long. On the back of that, they don't have that reinforcements for the B side and immediately lose it after just taking down Yurii. Turn around to deal with donQ, and that's Vodafone Giants now scrambling to get an early flank on. With eXerZ's position, he could catch them off guard, but he misses the shots completely. That's a disaster. As FPX easily get a plant for free in a 4v2, I think Giants have to save, right?
Maybe not if Fitino can do some more work here. Angel entered into this B site like a boss, sat himself at the back of site, and it's not a problem for him at all for now. But it does seem like Giants will save regardless of Fitino picking up that kill. They don't want to challenge into it. And that to me says something about their confidence, right? A 2v3 is certainly still possible, but I've just got to feel so bad there for eXerZ. He was pushed up from the beginning of the round. He thought he was going to have that easy kill. The Meddo still gets it. Like, 9 times out of 10, you should not be missing that.
No, not at all. It's going to be just a cleanup. jonba losing his weapon, and it's going to be just one weapon saved over. Honestly, that's just disastrous for them. You know, I was looking at Fitino in that game versus Liquid, and okay, he didn't top frag by any means, but he actually walked out with the most opening duels. I think, if I can get it up here, more opening duels or equal to the rest of his team combined. He had 4, and considering they only won 4 rounds, that's pretty damn good. Team Liquid were struggling when it came down to winning those opening duels, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter in the end because they got the mid to late rounds every time.
Now, it's going to be pistols for everyone else. Fitino with this operator. I'd like to see a stack with Fitino maybe just holding a spot. But they're just playing it standard for now. Oh, Fitino, that's not going to be ideal. Your teammate may be able to pick it up off the ground. But Shao was ready and waiting. Razor sharp aim. Seals the deal. eXerZ is able to get the reply, but look how close they've already got. He might not be expecting this. Oh, eXerZ, he's on point, but he's then taken down by Shadow. Now they're in the site, but they don't have the information. Quick skills by donQ. What else can he get done? He throws the Shadow Orb down, but there's a gap in it, and Angel's ready and waiting. Zyppan not finding any success with the ult. He's trying to come in and save the day. Oh, that shot! Oh, that was perfect, jonba!
They were so quick as well. He threw them over at different heights, different speeds, so that they both landed exactly the same time. That's gorgeous.
I'm just baffled. That was so good. Solid stuff here from Giants.
Man, I love that. So you go one, like, I don't know if it was a 2 or a 3 click, but he charges up one, fires it, then charges up another slightly less. So that both
I wonder
of them
how it happened so fast. Yeah.
Yeah. That was it. It was just zap, zap. You're dead.
Yeah, that's what I was like, okay, got hit, and then Angel tries to move, and it's like instant death. It's like, what?
He's got quick draw on.
We heard and knew it was 2, but it was just like, Wow, so you reckon he shot it up high enough for it to just take longer?
Yeah, he will have, like, he'll have one line up to go, like, 3 burst, fires that,
Yep.
gets in another position probably, fires it on 2 burst or 1 burst, and they both just land exactly the same time. Meet in the air.
So good.
Gorgeous. Oh,
Fatino's just taking the fight, even though he's getting dazed. Yuri's found one as well. jonba's looking to do some more. Fatino hasn't been finished yet. He's looking up towards window. He knows one's going to be close. And this is an aggressive start, and it's working out. Yuri's then going to put it onto Meddo. And once again, Giants, they're showing us a whole different caliber from this team.
As I said, some of the problems they were showing the other day were just down to not necessarily individuals. They have got the skill, but when it came to playing out these scenarios where they would get an early pick, like they got 8 of them versus Liquid and only found 4 rounds on Haven. That's a really bad conversion rate when you get those early advantages. You have to be following through on more of that. And it was just like their spacing was bad, or they'd end up in a position where they were pushing, but they'd already given up the other side of the map for 40 seconds and screamed and pushed down A long, get a flank on them. Shao's doing a great job of picking these guys apart. He's got his ultimate as well. He's got every ability, just one shock dart. And Vodafone Giants, while they have ults themselves, there's 35 seconds on the clock. Both of them are towards C. They have to win these aim duels. I think jonba will probably just try to delay the spike plant with his ult.
Imagine if Shao doesn't plant in the... Oh my god! So it was 4v1. He's now got 3 kills. That's the ult taken out. He's got to be so careful. Oh, the timing! Shao, he was hoping to get the spike plant down. Didn't expect eXerZ to be coming from that spot. eXerZ will now be able to hold on to the... Oh, he's going to go get another... Okay, I thought he was going to get the operator. There's definitely an operator about somewhere. Fatino had it, I believe. Should have had enough time to go look for it. Maybe they forgot where exactly it fell.
Could be close.
But either way, Shao getting 3 kills then in a 1v4. That is dangerous. Okay, eXerZ. You've seen that Shao's the one that likes to do the teabagging, so you're throwing some of it his way as well. I see it. I see it.
Oh yeah, he was dishing it out yesterday. That's for sure.
Shao was non-stop on it, man.
He was splitting the legs on split. For the position that Shao ended up in, again, that's one of the warning signs really just glaring. A 4v1 and it comes down to a 1 versus 1 should never happen. Individual fight after individual fight.
In a 2v2, in a 4 versus 1, you should be sticking into 2-2s, right? Stick together, take some control. If you're splitting up as much as they were, you're giving him opportunity every single time.
Fatino, I mentioned his opening duels, and here he is yet again getting involved, but Shock Dart's playing a massive role when it comes to this. Shao's the one that's ulting to return that. They haven't got the Shock Darts on quite the same IQ for Funplus Phoenix, but evidently they can make up for it. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter as the ult is popped to just get that res through, and they end up in a 4v5 man disadvantage after those early trades.
Angel trying to sneak in and get that entry.
Shadows traveling.
Information's going to be had. Zyppan puts the boombot down, sending it off to the wrong location for now, though it does get broken. donQ's got to be putting in some work from this position, but Shao ready and waiting him for the push out. Angel's on top of it as well. The site is secured. It's a 4 versus 3. They've already spent a revive in this round for the Giants. They know they want to be able to claim this. They want to keep FPX down and out of it. Oh, they weren't expecting that. Angel right on the corner, confident with his aim, as always with the Vandal, and he hits those headies all day long.
Do Vodafone Giants just go for the save at this point? I see them taking some beat control, so it looks like that's going to be a thing. But they're a little bit late on it. Shadow's already very close, and as he turns the corner, he's just too late to miss or to catch them going around the corner.
You can hear it though. He's like, I want to go. He just doesn't want to run after it. And if they just stay in the A site, there's potentially at least gets 1.
See, he's being very cautious because they could easily be posted on the corner, ready to swing. Like one guy in the left corner as he walks through, one on the one further back to swing with him, and you'd be screwed. You just lose the weapon for no reason. So he decides that it's not worth pursuing. And either way, they would have had enough money to buy, right? So it didn't matter massively. It's just about what that impact it would have in the future.
This was so unlucky for donQ. He thought he would have that in the bag, but his position was known because he threw out the Shadow Orb. A second round finally here for the attacking side of FPX. And attacking side is normally where we see a lot of success from the FPX side, if I'm right. I know you'll bring up your stats, Mitch, but I always feel like they do well when it's attacking side on Haven.
Just closed that window, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just closed it. It's all right.
Timing. I did that on purpose too. I clearly saw it and was just like...
Saw me close it, like, hey, let me ask a question.
How to make Mitch suffer with his stats.
So FPX in the game versus Liquid anyways, they got 7 rounds attacking side, right? No, 5 rounds. 5 out of the total 12. So it's not terrible. It's definitely workable. But the fact that Vodafone Giants are putting... Look, if Vodafone Giants end up putting them in the same position that Liquid did, that's just fine.
Oh, the spray, but eXerZ, he took so much damage then. So could get healed up by the Sage at least.
Yeah, they have to wait for that. They have to wait for the Sage heal. There's no way they can just dive in with a guy on 10 HP. But it's 9 seconds away. I wonder what we see. Yeah, see, they're just holding down. They're going to get this heal up. Then the arrows come over. Then they look to push on through. There you go. So now recon through. Yuri's going to peek upper. They're going to charge out lower with Fatino holding on the operator. I like this setup. Let's see how it works out. The paranoia clears up close. Now they're going to be worried about close right corner. But Zyppan, that's through the smoke, and he just double kills. Immediately, they're like, oh, get out of here. Zyppan's on ghost. This is ridiculous. He almost got another kill spraying through.
They just all got spammed non-stop. They couldn't even start to move in. The spike was already ticking away way too fast. And that's it. Job is done. Really nice there, and 4 still alive for FPX. Okay, we see a couple be able to save still for Giants, so it's not the end of the world. But that's a painful one to do. Let's see how Zyppan got it. So he's there on the left-hand side, right? Yeah, he's just spraying. So he knew they'd be coming through there eventually. He heard the first bullet go, and he just took a chance on it. It worked out perfectly.
Something you don't see too often was that the recon dart was just high enough up that the bottom of it was where the floor was. So we got a really trippy pattern, like a disco on the floor. Doesn't usually happen.
Valorant discos and down.
Nobody was dancing, sadly. They were all just lying on the floor after Zyppan shredded them. That is ridiculous. Like, just, I mean, you are running through choke points in a way. It's understandable. Definitely is, but it's just insane.
Now, Giants definitely started off strong. My scary part is how they handle it when it starts to become a bit more uncomfortable for him, right? When FPX is starting to get a few more rounds.
I know exactly.
This is a good opening, though, for eXerZ, and he's able to use his ult off the back of it. This is going to give jonba some extra confidence to move up into this position.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised that he went all the way through. It's a very aggressive position. He's just heard that tripwire being thrown out. He knows it's a player close and might want to go in for the peek on it in just a second. It's been taken back. He knows that Cypher's there, but hasn't peeked just yet. He wants to. You can feel it. And here he goes, walking on through, but he's caught by it. He didn't know the second one was there. That's unfortunate. Forced backwards now. Throws through a dart just to draw the attention of Meddo, who might be looking for an earlier flank on him, considering he's there so early. Meddo swinging out to look for the kill as the ult comes through towards the B site. Zyppan and Meddo wants to open things up. Shadow with another. They've stopped the flank from going through. Hello! Fatino goes straight through and finds a triple. Absolutely destroying them. He's going through to a fourth. That is ridiculous. Vodafone Giants take a round they had no right to win.
He made those knives look like an operator. Didn't matter what distance. He pushed his way in, got the first. It was incredible just at that moment. Oh, we can't wait to see this one again. It was just impeccable. They were down and out of it. He got Zyppan, who'd already used his ult. This one was the nuts one. And then he just continues. Updraft. Boom!
Man, that's ridiculous. So we saw Fatino the other day, actually, just yesterday versus Liquid, struggle a lot when it came down to ultimate usage. He popped those and felt like very similar to Looker. As soon as he did, he was just being shut down or he was missing the right clicks. One towards the C site particularly sticks up in my mind where he was like an inch away and still managed to fail. And yet here we go. He's showing up in force. That's the kind of round Vodafone Giants need in this matchup.
Mitch, I'm just lost for words. That was solid. That was so good. He made that just look like some easy pub game. They're trying to get themselves comfortable in the site, and he just wrecked them. That's how you do a Jett ult. We've seen many failed Jett ults so far throughout this tournament.
Yeah.
That's the way you get it done. Oh no, that spam's not working out. jonba is able to get one with the Odin in play. We're starting to see a few of these cheeky Odins come up. Yurii, though, not really playing off the angle. Tucked himself away in the corner, so didn't take a more forward position. C-site's going to be secured by FPX, but jonba, how are you getting 2 Odin kills like that? These players are going to make the Odin a viable weapon at this point, Mitch.
I don't know if you've been talking to Dean, but that's all he says is how it's a great weapon. It's so good.
Of course.
It's all he buys. as we look to Vodafone Giants taking this retake, they haven't got any Jett ults, but they have got bullets and plenty of them in Shadow, leaving just Meddo to hold off. We said he was sick in the previous game, and he's coming through with a double already. Not fast enough to take donQ down, though. The 1v3, not quite winnable. And so we will see a 6th on the board for Vodafone Giants.
And the operator is going to be saved across donQ. He saved the day. He's keeping Giants well within it. 6-3 and Giants. They've come to play today, Mitch. FPX not getting off to the start they want at all here. Still plenty of rounds to go for overall, but you've got to say this FPX is certainly struggling right now against Giants.
Well, Banks, we literally made this point. I'm so happy we did. The Vodafone Giants, the problems they had yesterday were fixable. On an individual level, they're capable. I still wouldn't rate them above the players on the FPX lineup by any means, but they are capable.
You insane?
Yeah, well, 100%. We'd mentioned that donQ has been having a rough game, but jonba, Fatino, Yurii have been so consistent in what you can have from them. And similar enough here is happening. Can you imagine if donQ starts fragging out as well? If he starts playing the way he has been? All of a sudden, this is a one-sided map. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself on that one because I still think FPX has got it in the bag. But the performance that's coming through from Vodafone Giants says this is a lineup that can do damage in the future. And hell, if they can keep that performance up right now, they could do the damage now. Why not?
Did we find out whose map pick this was, by the way?
I don't think so.
Okay, we don't know just yet. So when it comes to that, right, it'd be very interesting because, as I said, Party Packs are a big fan of this before. FPX and Giants, though, haven't picked into it just yet. If Giants did pick it, well, I can see why now. The defensive side has some big confidence surrounded it. donQ, able to get the first one. More pushing around. He's got himself in a nice position. He's got the orb covering him. The cage was down. He tries to sneak through, but Shao was well aware of what was going on there. I think now the retake's going to come into play, but jonba, he's going to push up, and jonba gets 2.
What?
He's just destroying them once again.
This is ridiculous. Absolutely insane. donQ tried to push into that smoke, but got tagged immediately by the recon dart. That gave it away before his gun even penetrated the edge of the smoke. So he was just being pre-fired on the way through. But for jonba to get a flank like that, 1 kill acceptable, 2, it's good. And past that, to just 1 versus 1 face them again and again and win every single duel, that is amazing.
The rest of Giants, by the way, were just chilling on the outside, not even sure of when they were actually going to push in together. So, wow, jonba. He just came through and said, oh, okay, no one's checking this. No one's even looking for me. That's a big mistake on FPX, though, not even trying to check for the flank, not even having a real good look at it.
Yeah, they had no idea he'd come in that fast. And you got to really commend jonba at this point. His lineups have been insane. That double shock dart, we rarely ever see that. He's a damn good Sova, but a damn good player as well from what we just saw there. That early push was phenomenal. Angels picked up Fatino to start this one off. The player that has the most opening duels by far on the Vodafone Giants lineup, now taken down, and certainly one of the more formidable within this matchup. Now it's really only jonba to worry about.
This is a big problem for FPX. This is a real big problem. Yes, okay, you've got the opening pick in this game, but you're down 7-3 right now. Definitely, like we keep saying, you're going to give the advantage to FPX as an overall set of skilled players, but this has been a real slow start for them. That ult's coming through. It's doing some damage as well. jonba is just not finishing up today. He's done a nice bit of damage there. Angel's low on his Omen. eXerZ is hoping to find an opening. Looks to the player on short, but can't make the bullets connect. donQ is just there, though. Easy pickings for him. He finds 2 straight up into it. Only 2 more players to find. eXerZ checking every corner, every way through. jonba back on plan alongside him. And they are in such a good spot once again.
Oh, the paranoia even going to catch that player. That is so unfortunate for Meddo. He's stuck in the corner. They're going right past him, though, allowing him to pick up that opening duel onto jonba. But he starts to fall back. Just trying to save that weapon. It looks like he's going to get away with it as well. The wall basically kept everybody out as it was. 8-3. I mean, that round was done as soon as they just got shredded on the walkthrough. And Vodafone Giants now in a position where, I mean, they've done such a good job. They've literally had a better defensive side versus FPX than Liquid did yesterday.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I mean, Liquid did on day 1, not yesterday, right?
Day 1, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, day 1, yeah.
That was mixing up, yeah.
I was like, pretty sure Liquid just 2-0
I'm sure it was
yesterday.
G2 yesterday, actually, that played FPX. Yeah, but the game versus Liquid, it was 7-5 in favor of Liquid that they closed out the game, and now FPX are struggling to get that many rounds versus Vodafone. They've fixed so many of their problems. Now, okay, the majority of the problems were attacking side. We know that's weaker. I don't want to hype the Vodafone Giants up. Still, I know they've got 8 rounds, but the fact is I still think FPX will win this one. But it's getting very close to the point where my vote's switching camp.
We just found out as well this is FPX to pick this map.
Yeah. It makes sense. They had such a good performance versus Liquid, 13-11 loss. So you'd imagine then, the transitive property we talked about yesterday, we almost beat Liquid. Liquid will easily trash Vodafone Giants, so we should therefore trash Vodafone Giants. But no, apparently you're 8-3 down. This is insane.
It's just one of those games, right, where you can't get things going, you're not feeling as confident. Yes, they've got the spike down. This is an all-important round, though. They can pick up this. At least it gives them a fighting chance because there's a bit more room to play with. Angel, you need to be so careful on the edge of that. Those shot darts coming out. He wasn't ready for it. Fatino manages to land the shot. They're going to start to push in off the back of it. And jonba, he's up to his old tricks again. How much can Shadow hold on for? It's not a lot. Now it's only Shao that remains. Already Fatino. Oh, he's on top of it. But they're moving off. He's saving it. Oh, but he's not done enough damage. That's it. They've got it. Nice try, Shao, but not good enough, my friend.
Very smart by Fatino. He just tanked it. He was ready to die. In fact, he just dashed away to save his stats just so he could get it halfway and then left. Because at that point, there's no way they can stop you.
Yeah.
Because your teammate just goes on it and he defuses. You've only got 1 shot left. Can't kill him. And that's really gorgeous. Fatino. So this is the thing. It is 9 rounds for Vodafone Giants. We saw a similar kind of performance, even less favorable to them, versus NIP.
Yep.
And we didn't massively pray. We said Vodafone Giants were good. They impressed us. But the focus was that NIP slipped up and NIP played super sloppy and all that sort of stuff. In this game, honestly, I'm feeling far more praise for Giants than I am feeling critical of Funplus Phoenix. I don't think they're doing nearly as much wrong as NIP did.
But this is what I've said to you every day, Mitch, that we can't say too much about Giants because we haven't seen enough of them compared to the other team. You were very critical saying, oh yeah, they shouldn't be having this much success. They're not maybe looking so good. But we didn't know what their level would be just yet. Already though, going down on the C-long site, we saw aggression come out from Zyppan, but he's only good for 1. Shao's come over to make sure he can get a bit of backup in. Going to be able to get a shock dart down, but they've already started to back away. They're not hanging around for too long. They're going to play the guessing game here. And they've got at least the advantage, and when they attack a site as a group, Wolfpack mentality. Angel.
Cover going
He's able to get the first one, can just back away. He's been tagged up quite heavily though, only 40 health. Tries to keep himself going, looks to move himself around. He is in the site and they might not expect it. Gets himself a 2nd kill, but he now soon needs some backup from his teammates. Oh, brilliant from Angel. He expects donQ to be on the flank and he rips him apart. Only Yurii left. Sage player does get himself 1, but doesn't expect Shao to be so close. And the pistol does go for FPX.
Okay, with the pistol going their way, I'm going to stick in their camp. I'm going to maintain the
You are
fact that I think...
flip-flopping on side to side here.
No. I said it. I said it at 8-3. I said, yeah, Vodafone Giants are massively ahead, but I don't think we can... I still favor FPX. Close to giving up hope. But the reality is, as I said before, Vodafone Giants had the problems on their attacking side. That's where they massively struggled yesterday. And we haven't seen, like, it's easy on the defense in a way, if you're hitting your shots like that, to make it look really good. But if you're having problems with pushing into sites, if your game plan is too slow and allows early aggression, then you are going to get punished by teams that like to take map control, like Funplus Phoenix, who, when you give them a lot of space, they're going to grab that info and start to get early flanks.
Oh, Meddo, you're so close. He does actually manage to tag up the Omen a little bit. Avoids being spotted. They've pushed so fast into this. C site completely swarmed. Everyone's being taken down ever so slowly, but it is certainly working. The spike still gets planted, only just. But it is a flawless round coming out from the FPX side.
Good decision making again from Meddo to not overcommit to that fight initially. You know, as soon as that recon dart comes through, he could have just stuck on the corner, looked for the fight with the Spectre, and tried to get all the kills in a cool little 5-piece spray down. But he didn't. He backed off, played in towards spawn, got the rotates through from his teammates, and just kept that control. Like, look at this. He didn't even take the fight by himself. He always had someone by his side who was looking to trade.
Smart way to play it. Good thing to do, ensuring they don't take any unnecessary casualties. And this is what's going to be key now for FPX. Play your solid game now, right? Don't take the risk. Don't just know that you're better than them. You've now got to prove it. and start playing like you would against any other team.
Yeah. The reality is Vodafone Giants have set themselves up well. 9-3 is a good scoreline. If this was reversed, I'd be like, okay, Funplus Phoenix are dominating. They're going to close this out. But as always, the caveat is the attacking side we saw from them the other day. Now, though, things are looking good, but they don't clear the corner on left. Shao's left unchecked for one, and the Bulldog spray not allowing him a second. Yurii going to get the heals back up, and it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now with the spike planted, they're looking clean to close this one out. A 4v2. I don't really see how Funplus get back into this one.
Oh, nicely done by Yurii. The way he was playing off the wall there, they couldn't get through. And he was able to take an angle off the back of it. Zyppan's going to try and at least put a bit of a fight up here. But he's low on health. He's still delivering headshots, though. Yurii plays it smart. Comes around behind, though. He's on the flank. donQ was also joining him alongside. That's 10 rounds now for the Vodafone Giants. Admittedly, most of Funplus didn't go straight into a big buy, though.
Now this is where they can get out all their weapons. They're not playing with an operator right now, which is...
They didn't after getting the rounds before either. Their first buy round wasn't operator last time.
Yep, going down for the Phantoms on most, and 2 Vandals making an appearance for Angel and Shao.
Of course it's on Angel. Oh, of course. I got to actually start counting the amount of times we see a Phantom on Angel to see if he actually ever uses it.
You only need one hand to do that. Rarely ever pulling it out. Loves the one-taps.
Yeah.
Here we go. jonba, not checked the close left corner. He went completely past it. And at that point, if you're sat down and you're Meddo, you're thinking, I'm not moving from this position.
Yeah.
This is as free as can be. That spray not catching as much damage as it could have if another bullet or two connected. Kino makes it out pretty much unscathed. But look at this. Again, we see the same problem that we had versus Liquid in that they don't have any control towards A, but they've not gone for a faster play. And I remember a particular round where they pushed 2 through Garage, 3 through Long, but they waited like a minute to do it, and Scream was already in their spawn. He was a few seconds away on a flank, and whilst that didn't necessarily cost them the round in the end because they didn't expose themselves to him, but they just ran right into a meat grinder because he had all that info, so they fully rotated C. Luckily, at the moment, though, Funplus Phoenix, and I think probably because of the scoreline, they don't want to take the risk of pushing for that map control early. You end up in this point where they're not fully stacked up on a site, and they haven't seized that info or map control.
Timing here for Zyppan. Boombot goes out. Gets destroyed straight away, but Shao's able to get the opening kill. No one's actually been seen yet. They were playing around the smokes. The ult goes out. He's able to get one. He was looking for more than that, but Angel's there to deliver some kills. More action taken in force. Oh, that's brilliant from donQ, but he's only going to be able to get one. Zyppan's too fast for him. And we find a 6th round finally on the board for Funplus Phoenix, who they really are just struggling to chain these rounds together, struggling to find confidence with it, Mitch.
Struggling indeed. I love Yuri's gameplay in general. As we were mentioning, he was definitely... I think he was the first player in the lineup to really catch our eye. donQ had a great first day, but slowed down in the second. There's so many... Like, it's rare that you see a team that aren't the...
Get out of my way!
Aren't I guess well-known, aren't strong. They come in, they've got like 1 game on history, and they still have 1 player replaced. And yet there's so many names on this lineup, like jonba, that I'm saying, but he's sick. Wow. Fatino as well, but not with that dash.
Fatino pushed in way too fast ahead of that drone, but eXerZ and Yurii have been able to put in some work. This is great as well. The revive coming in gives them the numbers that they need. Everyone's up, and Funplus Phoenix, this is not what you expected at all. Zyppan's going to try and force his way in. There's an ult now on Fatino as well. We saw what he could do last time. He gave us an epic moment on the first half. donQ's just tanking the damage there, randomly.
I guess he was right on the edge of the aftershock, so it's not a kill, but that's it's dangerous.
I'm not sure.
Yuri's alone. He's flashed out. They can get back into this one 100% on Funplus Phoenix. Sticking it. That fight needs to go Shadow's way. It doesn't. The swing out by Shao, and he's got the timing, got the headshot, and just about got the round, but that one came so close. Considering what Vodafone Giants invested, that should have been like 2 kills at most, and instead, they wipe out almost the full team, nearly win the round, and of course got the spike plant.
Yeah, that's what we got to really focus on here, is that round was too close for something that did not have much behind it. They really, okay, they spent a couple of ults, fair enough, on the side of Giants, but for Funplus, it was way too easy that site got just taken advantage of.
Definitely. They just got completely overrun on that. And especially because they found the opening duel with Fatino swinging through. He got the information, which was the point of that dash, but even his teammates were caught behind a smoke then, so they were slightly behind. But still, it just didn't matter. They managed to find those trades immediately. And there were 2 players on the C side as well, let's not forget it. It's not like it was a solo hold from Meddo. He was obviously playing over towards the A side, which is much more conventional nowadays. Initially, you know, coming into beta, probably the first 3 or 4 weeks, we were looking at a Cypher and saying, well, obviously he holds C, it's a choke point. But then you think he's got a camera, he's got tripwires, cages, so he can actually hold all the angles on A by himself and allow you to play. One player, like you see the Sova here of Shao, is obviously in a position where he can quickly rotate if he needs to support Meddo. But that's what you'd like, to have a player that's flexed between the 2 sites rather than full commitment of 2 on a part of the map that if they push C, for example, you're so far away that rotate's going to take years.
Oh, Zyppan.
That was almost a blast pack kill. Oh, he might be dead from that. That was so close. Because normally he has the blast packs to get away, right? But they're common that he has no escape.
So Shao, it's going to be up to his tricks this time. He's looking for a third. Oh! He was hoping to get 3 with that. They were lining up nicely for him. Still walks away with 1. Did a good amount of damage as well. The shock darts are also going to go out now. His recon bolt's giving him a bit of extra information to work off of here. Everything was just spent.
Good shot. Satino shutting down Zyppan. Very valuable kill. They need to get in there, though. Time is getting very low. jonba with another. And B is now theirs. All they've got to do is contend with Meddo, who picked up a double. Yurii not caught on the swing back, and he'll get a spike plant. Doesn't even need it. jonba's the one shutting it down. Putting 11 on the board at last for Vodafone Giants. But that came down to the wire. I mean, a couple lane duels that had to be had immediately, because there was like 12 seconds left when they started fighting. That could have went very wrong.
And it's Fatino and Yurii leading the charge for their team. jonba's had some incredible impact.
19 kills on Fatino. And I'm looking forward to seeing the first bloods afterwards, because I feel like within the first 6 rounds or so, I think he got 4. It was really solid. And I mean, come on, that play with the knives as well. That Jett ult was just insane.
Yeah, I think FPX is going to be having some nightmares about that one for quite some time.
Definitely.
Oh, donQ, what are you up to? He snuck his way into the back of the A site. This could be left unchecked. They've already taken control of it, though. So it's one that worked out, but I mean, it's not going to net him any kills, at least. They've walled it off.
They do think he's in heaven, though. That's the thing, because of where he put the smoke. Now they've cleared it out, but that cost them a little bit of time.
Getting through here is going to be a nightmare for him. Oh, wow. Most of them managed to avoid it, though. Push comes in. It's not going to work out. Shadow instantly killed. They try to make it happen. But Giants, they're just facing. They're going straight in for the kill. And they're going to go straight in to try and take this map. They have made it to match point. It is 12-7. And FPX, this just doesn't look like the same team we saw yesterday.
No, it doesn't. And I'm now just heading over to see our prediction sheet. I just want to double check. Did anybody pick Giants? No. Not a single person pick Giants. And obviously Yurii and Angel are on that sheet, so they couldn't pick themselves. That is madness. And I mean, honestly, if anyone did, I was ready to call them out for taking hallucinogenics, because that would just be ridiculous. Like, there is no way you can predict this team to come through with the level they have. You have you can give them the benefit of the doubt that they'll fix the issues they had in the past, but she's like, the individual performance is what has pulled them through to this. Like, Fatino's been insane.
It just comes down to, for me, right, that within Valorant at times, you can just have one of those games where you're feeling yourself, you're hitting those shots, right, and you pull off situations like this. 2 swift kills, both headshots for jonba. Fatino just pushing again. Oh, how did Meddo not kill him? He's got 42 health. They're in the C site. He's being healed back up by the Sage. He's continuing to spam away, and Giants want to end this map in style. Only 2 players left on FPX, and this is not looking good for them at all. Giants, they are large and in charge when it comes to this map. And this is scary if you're an FPX fan. Shadow's able to get 1, but he's so low on health. Shao actually steals it with the shock dart, but damage was done either way. He's pushing out. He's trying to get the spray on go. He finds himself another. This would be a huge retake if they can get it done, but it's not possible. Yurii finishes it off. 13-7, and Vodafone Giants take down FPX on map 1.
That is ridiculous. I didn't expect to be hearing that.